How's everybody doing, guys? It's me, Jaime La Cuachenta Ruby. I have a special guest with you all to right now, which is Vanessa T. We are doing, it's my first time doing a together live, guys. It's my very first time doing it together live. And let me see. Vanessa. Hey, hello. Hey, Vanessa, how you doing, girl?
Hi, how's everyone doing?
We're all doing great. How are
I'm
you
doing
doing?
okay. I'm doing okay. I just much to the chagrin of the people that would like to see me, in a bad situation. I know many of you are, care right now about, what's going on with me, but you still have some people out there that want to scare and torment all of the people that are concerned about my outcome. And so that's why I'm okay with, you know, coming on here with Jaime and letting you all know that I'm okay. My court date today was moved to September, so there's that. And they can get mad at, whoever they want to get mad at. Write letters, write as many
They're
letters as
pretty
you
good
want
at
to.
writing letters. They're pretty good at writing letters.
Prosecution. So am I. Believe me, so am I. So
Right.
am I. I'm pretty good at that, and I'm pretty good at defending myself as well. As well. So yes, thank you to everybody, all the people that are on there. And you know what? I want to go ahead and you know, I want to defend some of the people like that have been on your show. Like some people that were on here last night. I'm not going to say any names, but I do want to say that, for instance, I want to say this in just the right way. People are using the same words and phrases that I have been using for months. And I'm
Right.
talking about opposition, the opposition of the good side. And we know clearly which side is the good side and which side is not.
Correct.
Regionally, anybody that's following this narrative knows who the good side is and who the good side isn't. So there's been a lot of talk of people that have switched from one side to another side. And the thing is this, it doesn't matter. It's like Martin Luther King said, it doesn't matter when you decide to do the right thing, as long as you do the right thing. And if you wound up in a position where you're like, oh my goodness, am I just realizing that am I on the dark side? Okay. Let me not be on the dark side anymore. I mean, we have like one little one in this whole narrative that keeps on going back and forth, but we know that there's something else going on there. All right?
Right.
But there are people who definitively were very much with the opposition that is not the side of light. And it is completely the side of dark. And now many of them have fallen off because they're seeing, oh my goodness, like I'm involved in something that I didn't even know I was on the wrong side of all of this. And I don't want to
Yesterday,
be on the wrong
and I
side
want, and
anymore.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
It's okay.
You have me on speaker?
Do I?
I don't know. I
Oh,
hear an echo. That's why.
how do I hear you?
Do you hear me? Can you hear me?
How do I hear what you're saying?
You can't hear me?
If I lower down my radio, I can't hear you.
Okay, well then raise up your radio. It's okay.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now? Yes, we're good. So, okay, out of all this that's going on, we had heard somebody accusing Frank of certain things about pictures, that he paid someone for pictures. I want to hear your side of the version regarding to those comments and allegations they did.
Well, I predicted this. First of all, I predicted this. Um, Even though I have smoothed over some things with people that have caused me damage, right? Um, I always knew in this whole narrative there was certain people that were going to be in certain situations and some in very unique ones, and he is in a unique one. You see, now he is in a position to understand what many of the rest of us have gone through. He was in a very privileged position for a very long time because nobody was doing these things to him. And now you literally have these people swarming. This is a swarm. This is a hate swarm, is what it is. They can't do it on their own. So they swarm you, and they swarm you, and they think that every police department is like small town corrupt police departments. They think that every single police department is the same. And because they were able to break down one law enforcement agency, I mean, come on. I mean, it's the worst of the worst, right? So if you're able to break down the worst of the worst, they have this overinflated sense of ability. And there they are trying to put him in a position to be prosecuted. And this,
Right.
and I've always said this, if anybody in this entire narrative is going to be in a position to eat or be eaten, it's going to be him. He is in that position because if he doesn't move strategically, he will be devoured.
I
And
think
if
there's
he
some
moves
allegations that are
strategically,
they're doing allegations on him that are not real. I don't think he's capable of any paying people like that. I know Frank is very conservative with his money, not because I want to defend him, but in this
yeah, no,
situation, in
I
this
don't
matter,
think
I
he's,
don't believe it.
no, I don't believe it at all. I don't believe it at all. And I think by the time that they are saying that he may have done this, if he even had it in him to do it, that all went away by the time they are alleging that those things have occurred. There
Right,
is
because
no
whatever Frank was doing, like whenever he wanted to take a picture of you or whatever, he did a lot of the legwork himself. So for him to go pay someone, I don't think it's true. And I know,
yes.
I remember at
And
the
in all
time,
that situation too, with everything that I know, he never ever was one that funded anything regarding me. That was a whole other hateful person. But it wasn't him. So he does not have a history of paying people to do anything. He's never had a history of doing that. I know because there's so many people that have been in so many chat groups, and it's like the opposition said last night. There's a lot of people that that's when you find out, you have your dissenters, like, oh, all of those people. There's some people that stay quiet and they're just like, I'm just going to step back. And there's some people that are openly going to say, you know what, I'm going to openly support the people that I was once against, right? Because
right,
they are the side of light.
like Miss Pena,
And
she was very open about supporting you in this journey that you have been going through, and it speaks volumes, it speaks numbers about her, because it takes a lot of a person to come forward and say they're supporting you or supporting me, because they run the risk of getting blasts.
yes, they run the risk of being targeted by this swarm of hateful people. This is a swarm of hateful people. And if anything, they are each doing what they can. This is concerted harassment. This is concerted. This is organized harassment. This is organized crime. Harassment is a crime. And if you're doing it in junction with other people, that is organized crime. No matter if you're not out there, you know, running businesses that are fronts for other things, or laundering money, or trafficking human beings. It doesn't matter. It's still organized crime. If it's organized stalking, it's organized crime. If it's organized harassment, it's organized crime. Period. It's organized crime. And those people that are saying this about, Frank, and they're saying all of this and are coming up with all these accusations, they are out there saying that the side of light is out there, spinning, that their wheels are spinning, that our wheels are spinning, that we don't know what to do. No, 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 honey. All the moves that the hateful opposition is making are moves that they are saying that's how they look. If anybody in this equation looks desperate, it is all that swarm of haters. All that swarm of haters. They do not know what to do, and they really think that the greasy wheel gets the attention. No, no, the greasy wheel is not gonna. The squeaky wheel is not gonna get the oil this time. It's not
Last
gonna
night,
get the oil.
like two nights ago, I had a show, Vanessa, and they asked me a question about how can we find a solution to make things stop. What would be your solution to say, you know what, let's all just form peace? How would you approach it, or what would be a solution?
The right people have to go to jail. Period. because the people that are the worst players in this, those people are criminal minds. Period. There is no negotiating with hate. There is no negotiating with hate. There's no negotiating with hate. And I know that one of those hateful loudmouth opposition from last night was saying, it's nobody's business. Like when other people try to get into this and try to say, no, this matters and this matters, like Ms. Painter last night was saying, this matters and this matters. And so, the loudmouth opposition about an hour ago was saying something like, no, none of that matters. Hate matters to everybody. Hate matters to all of society. Hate
Right.
matters to everybody in every way, in every respect. Hate matters. Hate is not protected speech. Hateful moves, harassing moves, things like that, that's not protected. That's not, and when you do it together, you're doing it in an organized fashion. What needs to
I said it
happen
last.
is
Go, 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 go.
the thing is, the things that they are doing to you, first of all, I think some of that stuff is unlawful and they don't have no ground. First of all, that's my opinion. But when I tell you that the people, in order for this to go, in order for this to stop, the hateful side, who is truly the hateful side, needs to get the message, hey, you think it's really cool to be on a hate page and doing this? Unless they get the message that, hey, these people are going to finally be prosecuted. These people, when the right prosecution does the right thing, is when this will start to turn. It's never
Right.
ever going to just calm down. I mean, you saw the other one that was claiming that I'm not gonna say no names, but the other one that was literally trying to nail you to a cross and trying to say that because of her, because of everybody else, she was going to take her life. Excuse me? And what were you doing, ma'am, about me? I had to shut you down, and I had to shut your other one down. Both of you hateful ladies, I had to shut you both down on Christmas. I believe it was Christmas or Christmas Eve. And now you're there saying that you are the one that's contemplating something? Are you kidding me? If there's anybody in this equation that has been damaged the most, it is me. It is me. If there's anybody that has contemplated in a serious way anything, it is me. If there's anybody that has survived the most in all of this entire saga, it is me. So to have somebody like that, and the thing is, it didn't take no not even 48 hours, and she wasn't grieving nothing. She wasn't grieving nothing because people want to say, well, it didn't take not 24 or 48 hours for these people, for this person to pass away to where they were already like, yeah, because she would have wanted that first of all. She would have wanted that. All right. She would not have wanted us to back down to dumb stuff like that. Right.
Right.
Also, the person that was claiming, that blaming you for her emotional state. No, ma'am, it's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault because I have more to say against you than you could ever say than she could ever say against you. I have more to say against anybody that has done anything to anybody than anybody else can say, well, they or she or he did that to me. I have survived the most, and to this day I survived the most, and they'll probably do a live video later on today, and that's fine. That's okay. They can do that. But I feel a wind of change is coming. I don't know, but I feel a
So
wind
do
of change is
I.
coming.
So do
I
I.
feel a wind of,
Something good is happening today. Something good within the next days. We'll see a huge different things happening, and I cannot elaborate on it, but good things are coming for us,
yeah, I
especially
feel,
you.
you see, and during that time, and the thing is, people should not be deciding right now, like, you had that hateful lady last night, the one that, the largest one of all right, the largest one of all, spearheading this hate campaign against all of these people who they cannot control. That's the problem, is that you cannot control somebody. They are your target, or if they defend themselves against you, they are your target. And it's like you're messing with people when you are truly the hateful ones here. And people,
Yeah.
nobody, the law has not put you in your place yet. You have not been prosecuted to be put in your place yet. So you feel that you are standing in your power, and the people that are truly standing in their power are the ones that are defending themselves and are exposing the hate for what it really is. Those are the people that are standing in their power. They are standing in their pride. And to stand in your pride is to be very, very reckless. You're going to be risking a pride shock. And that's
All I
exactly
have to
what I think
say
young
is
people are going
is
to
a
have.
couple of. I mean, they've dragged me through the mud with a lot of sorts of nicknames. Not only that, accused me of being a pedophile, that I have AIDS and all this other stuff. But
Oh,
like I said, enough was enough. I had to take initiative and press charges and see what happens. Obviously, that's what they do. Why can I not do it myself to defend myself in that aspect now?
and I commend you for that. I commend you for that. I commend you for that. And I wish that I lived in a city and in a county where law enforcement actually does what they're supposed to do. I wish that. And you are fortunate enough to live in a city that is identifying very quickly who the troublemakers are and who they are not. Who is trying to manipulate law enforcement and who is not. Who is trying to weaponize law enforcement and who is not. Who is seeking true help and who is not. And you are so fortunate to live over there, and I can't, I am at a disadvantage because I have to deal with this stuff over here. But you know what? That is what is going to make one of my strongest testimonies. That's going to make one of my strongest testimonies, because not only will I have survived the hate, I will literally I will have survived the strongest people in power trying to weaponize themselves while they are joining forces with hateful people from the public. So right now they're standing in their pride, while the rest of us who are their opposition are standing in our power. And it's always during a time like this where they're talking smack and we're like standing up for ourselves and whatever, right? It's tables are turning that you feel the most turbulence. During the times that the tables are turning that you feel the most chaos. It is during those times, though, when those tables turn. Well, those tables turn. Right?
I mean, at the end of the day, look, I'm going to be very honest. I don't celebrate no one's arrest. There's no need to be doing that. When they celebrated your arrest, I didn't participate. As a matter of fact, what I did
No,
is I went to go contact. I
I
contacted
relish
Roman.
injustice. Injustice is what I relish in. No, I have prayed for the tables to turn. When I relish, I believe me, I don't want to go after nobody's freedom. That's karma against me. I don't care if there's not one human on the planet or one power that be on the planet that says you laughed at somebody else's struggle, right? No, I didn't laugh at someone else's struggle. What I am is I'm rejoicing in the fact that the tables are finally turning, which means that the good people are finally able to come up and get some breath after they've been held down for so long. That's what I'm rejoicing. That's what I'm rejoicing. I
I know
feel
that the
really
same
bad for
people that
anybody that gets arrested because, nobody wants to go through that. Their families, they're going to be like, whatever, whatever. No, I am rejoicing in the fact that things, when they change and they change in a good way, that is something to rejoice. That is something to celebrate. Not the takeaway of anybody's freedom, not the start of the prosecution of somebody else or other people or organizations, right? They got together. No, no, no. It is a celebration of, oh my goodness, we finally see a glimmer of hope for true justice. True
right,
justice.
and I mean, a lot of people have been a victim of those hate pages, the No More Cheeskies page and the Pitch Pit. I know they started blasting me because I defended you. I stood up for you. And I don't regret it. I honestly do not regret standing up for any of them. I mean, there's more than one person that has been bashed at the Peach Pit page, and I don't regret ever standing up for each and every one of you. I think the movement that we did today, what's going to happen today, is a way of speaking up not only for myself, but for every other victim that was out there in those two pages that were being run.
And I thank you so much because not everybody would have the courage to do what Jaime is doing. Most people, most people, I know, because I had that courage, but I had the unfortunate circumstance of having this type of law enforcement here. That's different, right?
Mhm.
But most people are not like you and I. Most people are the kind that are like, no, no, no. I'm just gonna let this go. I'm just gonna, yeah, yeah. Like I'm gonna cut my losses. But there are some of us that are like, no. They recognize these people are never gonna stop, or if they care enough, it's like, no, these people are not. If they're doing this to me, they're gonna do it to other people, right?
Right.
There's
And
people
I
that do
talked to
it
my
for
brother
different
Jesse
reasons.
regarding to this. And I told him I'm gonna do the same thing they're doing to me. I'm gonna go press charges. I have to do what I gotta do. He's like, do it. Ya no seas pendejo. Do it and stop doing all these crazy things and just go take care of it and have them all arrested. Ni modo. They're doing it to you. You gotta do it too. And that was his
And I'm
those
just,
were his
yes,
words specifically.
and I thank you because you know what? Maybe this was part. This is maybe this is what needed to happen. You know, I will always believe that the things that I had to go through were for a reason. There was for a reason, and so many of them I had to go through, but that's okay because that makes my testimony even stronger at the end of all this. But the fact that it happened in this way, it's almost as if the universe was like, look, Vanessa, you're gonna have to go through this, but the world needs to see just how bad law enforcement can be. All right? You're not going to be able to really do anything about it at this point, and for a while you won't. However, along is going to come another situation where another person is going to be put in a position to take it and be wounded and walk away, or to be wounded and stand in their power, which is what you chose to do. And who knows if that is exactly what the universe wanted, because perhaps your justice will lead to a bigger scale of justice. And that to me is what ultimately matters the most. And I thank you for that.
Well, like I said, you have been a victim. Delia was a victim. Miss Painter's been a victim. Roser's been a victim. Danny's mom. A lot of us have been victims. Christina Canales, Connie, you name it. There's been a lot of people out there that have gone after for certain reasons or whatever, but that doesn't
The
justify them.
families of the victims that the families of the victims
Right.
that they accuse you of doing things to, and the families of the victims that they have accused me of doing things to. Those
Right.
people too.
So with what's gonna happen today, it's just the start of justice for a lot of us.
Okay.
It's an opportunity for us to be able to get some sort of relief from it. Obviously, there was always times where I was looking across my shoulder. Are they following me? Where am I at? Who's looking at me? And it was causing a little bit of paranoia in me. And I did have changes in medications because of that, all that they were doing to me. Um, but again, I felt like the story was going to repeat itself if I would have never stand up and put an end to it. Now it's
And
like
it would have because it would have because that's what happened here. The and people will see the failure of doing the right thing here. It's unfortunate. The failure of these people doing the right thing here allowed the same people to feel empowered to do it to you because they failed to do it. They failed to give me justice. They felt that the people that were supposed to be giving justice, were supposed to be seeking justice, were supposed to be protecting people, were there of their usage. And so they went and they tried to do that to you. And so, I mean, I don't even know what to say. I'm just so, like, I don't even want to cry. I don't even want to cry because I know I'm going to cry, but I don't want to cry. Um, that this has been horrific. And so for anybody to say, this, and for anybody to put anybody down and say, how can you go over there? They were talking about the mayor from Poteet, and she had been nasty to me, but you know what? I'm going to defend her right now because they were like, how can you go over there to people that went all the way? Because she realized she was on the wrong side. And a lot of people have. A lot of people have realized they were on the wrong side. Those people, the opposition, are highly sophisticated, manipulative, psychopathic criminal minds. There is a difference. There is a difference. There is a difference. And this entire saga, which is probably nowhere, maybe even not even halfway done, this
Right.
entire saga shows, my testimony, your testimony shows how people do not make, people want to say, oh, it's just for entertainment. No, it's not. Because when it comes to online hate into real world terrorism, real world domestic terrorism, real world stalking, real world harassment, real world trying to literally conspire to do these things, it matters.
Like,
And this
I was
entire
thinking about it
situation proves that.
when at the beginning, a lot of people doubted your story, how they lure you into the hotel, and it was a setup thingy. But when it was happening to me, I had those flashbacks of hearing you say how they lured you in, how they called you whatever, and they did the same thing with me with the so-called welfare check. It wasn't the sheriff department, it wasn't Willis County Sheriff's Department either. It was them who was trying to set me up for something. I don't know if it was for a beating. I don't know if it was to kill me. It was to do something to me.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you know what really scares me whenever the first thing that came to my mind was exactly that. I was like, this is what they did to me. Except Jaime's bigger, right? And that's what scared me. You would think that I wouldn't be, you would think that the situation with you would not be as scary as it was to me. They beat my face for 3 hours. They beat my face for 3 hours. What are they gonna do to somebody 6'5", 6'7"? What are they gonna do to you? They ain't gonna beat your ass.
Torture me
They're not
probably.
gonna beat your ass. They're not gonna torture you. They're not gonna let you live. They're not gonna let you live. And they know that you will beat their asses. So you know that they were going to use force that was brutal. First of all, you shouldn't be doing any of that. But when they finally did it, it was going to be probably worse than what they did to me because I'm only 5'3".
So
So, ooh, do we got my three sons here? That's a wily one. That's a wily one. That's a
with
wily. She gives me criminal vibes. My three sons, that's her profile here. She's one of the biggest supporters of the hateful opposition. One of the biggest
I
supporters
mean,
of the
I
hateful opposition.
noticed that
Y'all,
him.
please do a thumbs up on his video, please, y'all. And please subscribe, please. Please do a thumbs up. Nobody knows if you are a subscriber to his channel. Just please do it. The more people that subscribe, even if you put a little period in the commentary, whatever you do is every kind of interaction that you do on here, thumbs up, subscribe to his page, all of that allows this story to go past the Rio Grande Valley, which it needs to. Just
Correct.
so you know, you guys. Just
Thank
so
you.
you
Thank you. I
know.
appreciate it, Vanessa. But I want to thank you for allowing me to, bring you on board today and hear that everything will well in court, and getting your side of the story, and for being a supporting cast with everything that you have helped me out with, and hearing me out with, what changes are coming. And I know that you're excited, and so is other people. And we're just waiting to see later on what we hear. But it's good
Yes,
news.
and I wanna remind people: do not get your information about me from the opposition. Whatever it is, no. My Facebook did not get taken down. It did not get taken down. In fact, you'll probably see me resurface. I've been working on some things. You may not see
Right.
it right now, but I've been working on some things, just so you know. I've been working on a lot of things, this and some other things. But my Facebook wasn't taken down. My Facebook wasn't taken down. And if it takes me showing, where you get in trouble with Facebook, because every time you get in trouble, there's a little area that shows you all the times you've been gotten in trouble with Facebook. I haven't gotten in trouble with Facebook. I haven't. My page is still there. But I want y'all to know, if you're watching me here, wondering, what's going on with Vanessa, know this. When I do resurface on Facebook, when I do, make sure that you tell all your friends that want to be following my story to like my page and to subscribe, because as soon as I surface, I'm leaving again. I'm making myself a limited edition for a small time. I'm gonna make myself, probably for maybe this whole year, I will make, or the next 6 months, who knows. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make myself limited edition on Facebook. And so if you don't catch the live video at that moment and you don't get to record it, that's too bad. But if you want to make sure you don't miss it the next time, that I put out a limited edition appearance, then please make sure to subscribe, just like I need you to subscribe here. So thank you, Jaime.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Vanessa, and have a wonderful day.
All
God
right.
bless you.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye bye.